Hi, I'm Ricc Rollins, and this is Going Places. Don't you want to come along? Let's go. Hi, I'm Ricc Rollins, and welcome to this edition of Going Places. I hope your morning's amazing. Here's what's coming up on today's show. The outdoorsy diva, Lauren Gay, begins part 1 of her Baja excursion. Our favorite pet vet, Dr. Nabuki's back, telling us how to train the new puppy and all of the things we need to do to take proper care. Karima Henry joins us to celebrate National Vision Board Day and teaches us how to make a vision board for 2023. We conclude our conversation with the women from Dress for Success. And we talk with B. Nicole Gadsden about her upcoming performance at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks, Jazz After Dark. But first, here's Lauren Gay.
Thanks, Rick. I'm excited to bring you all on this journey with me to Baja, California, sir. While most people visit this region to go to Cabo San Lucas and experience the party vibes, this was a different kind of trip for me. I came to experience a wellness-centered adventure with Root Adventures.
We're not your typical travel company. We are interested in helping people really connect. It's no longer about taking the beautiful picture. It's about being changed by travel.
I love it. Thank you, Brienne. We began our journey in the coastal town of Todos Santos. We stayed at this adorable casita hotel with this really cute courtyard. I loved it here. It just screamed relaxation from the moment we first walked in. The rooms were small and minimalist, but perfect and had everything we needed for our short stay. Once we settled in our rooms, we had circle time so we could really introduce ourselves, get to know each other, have some journal time, and really just set our intentions for the trip. We set into the town to visit a mezcaleria for an authentic mezcal tasting and dinner. It was also Dia de los Muertos, so this will be a truly culturally immersive experience. Mezcal is a Mexican spirit distilled from agave, much like tequila, except it is older in the history of its process and it has a smoky flavor.
Artisanal mezcals, they ferment with whatever yeast are in the air. So like a truly artisanal mezcal, it won't even add yeast to the process. And then they distill it usually twice, these days mostly in copper. Super ancestral technique would be in clay pots. So all of these steps can make for a different mezcal. So you can have the same agave from species from the same hillside, the same master mezcalero, and one batch will taste a bit different from another just because maybe the yeast in the air are different, or maybe it rained a little bit more.
So this is the medicinal mezcal with a tarantula wasp in it.
We need to give.
It's gonna make me young again.
Yeah, that's I've been there.
Happy. For me, peyote is sleep. Happy. Sleep.
25 all over again.
How was it? For my dancers.
It's actually very good and very smooth, and it's minty.
For my dancers.
So you didn't taste the tarantula wasp?
I hope not. Dinner was delicious, and we also had some authentic Mexican hot chocolate. Yummy. At the end of the night, we were given a demonstration and taught some of the history behind the Dia de los Muertos celebrations and customs and ceremonies. We even had an opportunity to participate and leave something of our loved ones on the altar if we wanted to. What a beautiful and informative night. The next morning, we were up bright and early to drive over to the coastal town of La Paz. This is where we would embark on our journey to the island of Espiritu Santo. We would be glamping here for the next 3 days. The tour guides will be providing everything we needed, from daily home-cooked meals 3 times a day, snacks, drinks, water, and we'd be sleeping in tents on the beach. It was about a little over an hour boat ride, and as we arrived, I could not believe how stunning our campsite looked. This was going to be a good week. The tents were pretty simple but very spacious with a real mattress, pillows, linens. We actually did have a duvet cover and a beach towel to use every day. We also each had our own folding chairs so we could sit out and look at the views. After a delicious lunch prepared by our private chef, it was evident this trip would be off to a great start.
My name is Manuel Rodriguez. I am from La Paz, well, from close to La Paz, Baja California Sur. I'm a local. And I grew up most of my life here, sometime in Mexico mainland. I have worked as a kayaking, expedition leader for 10 years, conservation of sea turtles, monitoring, them and whales for 4 years, rural tourism projects, many other things. But this connection to nature has been a privilege for myself after all these years. It kept me connected to nature. It kept me grounded, deeply grounded to my roots and to myself. So I felt, that was my best therapy ever. Because if I would have been back in the city for my entire existence, I would be probably a different person. And life shapes you, but you can shape your life too. And that's super important,
Make sure you tune in next week to see all of the fun adventures that we got up to. You're in for a real treat.
Okay, welcome to this edition of Going Places. Today we're talking about the new puppy. Now, Trayton has been on before, but look how much he's grown since the last time he was on the show. And he's even more playful than always. So, Doc, let's talk about this. We got a question the other week that asked, what vaccines does a new puppy need?
So there are actually a number of them that they need. Some of them depend on lifestyle, but the main ones are the rabies vaccine, the Bordetella vaccine, which is the main respiratory disease in puppies, and also the distemper, adeno, and parvovirus vaccines.
Okay.
Those are the main ones that we give, and there are other lifestyle ones, which are very important as well, but talk with me or talk to your vet and we can definitely go into those.
Okay, well, there's only one vet I want to talk to. So my next question would be, we've talked about vaccines, but what about preventative medications? What should we do for the babies like this so that we don't have issues down the road?
So definitely the most important preventions are heartworm preventions, which can be transmitted by mosquitoes. If they bite the babies, they'll actually give them the heartworms. The second most important is intestinal parasite prevention, especially down here in Florida where we're at. There is a lot of warm weather, so intestinal parasites are all over in the grass and everything, so when they eat stuff outside, they'll usually pick those up, unfortunately. And then the next thing to prevent is fleas. They multiply, they breed. Off one bug bite, a flea can lay 40 eggs.
What?
So yeah, it's
I
pretty crazy.
I don't think I knew that. Okay.
Oh yeah. So prevention is super important, and we usually start them at about 8 weeks of age for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as this baby is getting bigger and we have to look at how we're going to train, is crate training a way to go? How important is that to the behavior of the puppy?
So
because my puppy's not going to be in a crate. I'll tell you that. Okay.
So it's super important, mainly because it helps to set boundaries. Really, if just like with a human child, if they're misbehaving, the number one punishment is timeout. You put them in timeout. So crate training really helps with that. It's a safe, quiet place for them. And if they do something bad, you can put them in there. Or if it's bedtime and you don't want them sleeping in the bed or whatnot, you can put them in there as well. But how you do it really will enforce if it's a punishment or if it's at nighttime. They understand that it's bedtime, so they don't see that as a punishment.
Okay, so I guess for me, I've always been the person that when it comes to spade and neutering, that I know it's necessary, but when is the right time? Because there's a puppy.
Yeah.
But when is the right time?
So that's actually a good topic that is really under discussion right now by the veterinary community. Here at Royal Pets, we definitely feel around 6 months of age is a good time to get them spayed, get them neutered, because that's definitely before the first time that a girl goes into her heat cycle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay? And that bleeding and everything, it can last for a few weeks, so a lot of people don't want to have to go through that. So doing it at 6 months can help to avoid all that.
Okay.
The other thing is for boys, we definitely recommend getting them neutered around 6 months of age because it gets them before their testosterone levels go up and they start getting bad behaviors such as male-to-male aggression or marking their territories or things like that. Nobody wants them peeing everywhere or barking at everything, so the neutering can help with that.
You've been so good the whole time. Lastly, my neighbor talks about the fact that his puppy is hungry all the time.
Oh yeah.
What do we do? How do we balance that out? We've talked about this before, but how do we make sure that there's a proper feeding schedule and the right food?
So, puppies are black holes. They will retain that feature their entire life. So as soon as you feed them, they're gonna act like they never ate in their entire life, and they're just gonna wanna keep being fed. So we definitely recommend as a puppy, usually feeding them about 2 to 3 times a day.
Okay.
But as they become an adult, twice a day is usually more than enough for the feeding.
Okay.
And always go off the directions on your bag of food or from the cans that you're feeding.
Okay, so it's like anything else, follow the directions.
Follow directions.
Okay, if there's one last piece of advice that you want to give the good folks that are watching about their puppy, what would it be?
Make sure to give them lots and lots of love, and start with, when you get the puppy, treat them how you want to treat them even as adults, because especially during the biting phase, if you let them bite you and stuff, that's going to hurt as they become an adult. So if you don't want them to do the biting, it's cute when they're little, but make sure to love on them, but say no, no biting. So when they get older, they'll know, like, I shouldn't be doing that.
Okay. Well, on behalf of Dr. DeBucci, Trayton, and myself, we've been here with you at Royal Pets. More Going Places right after this.
See you later.
Good morning. It is Arlene with Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. You want to know what my coffee is saying? My coffee is saying dream. Dream starts with a wish and ends with a realization that you're capable of achieving it all. Enjoy your life one cup at a time. And keep dreaming.
Today we are celebrating National Vision Board Day. Of course, at the beginning of the year, we are all trying to set goals and accomplish a lot of things, whether it's personal or professional goals. So to get started, you will need a poster board. I suggest using 11 by 14. It's smaller and it's less overwhelming than the normal size, which is 22 by 28. You'll also need markers, glue sticks, scissors, stickers, and old magazines.
Vision boards encourage us to set goals in a visual way. They also help us manifest things that we want by taking action to get them. Before you get started, I suggest writing or thinking about your goals. Now gather your materials and make sure you find images and words that represent your vision. Start cutting out things you want to add to your board. If you can't find the words that you need in a magazine, check out stickers that offer inspirational quotes. Now it's time to take everything you've picked out and arrange on your board. Take your time and have fun. Play around with different layout options. You may realize you're missing something. Once finished, secure everything in place using a glue stick. Hey, did you know that kids can also make vision boards? My son had a great time making this one. He made sure to add things that he wanted, need to work on, and also improve. You can learn so much about your child when they make a vision board. Just remember to place it where you'll see it often, like a fridge, empty wall in your room, on your nightstand, or in your home office.
Hope you had a great time making your vision board with me. See you next time. Back to you, Rick.
If you haven't started your vision board, it's never too late. For more information, you can check out Karima at the website at the bottom of the screen. When we come back, We'll talk with the ladies of Dress for Success right after this.
Wherever they are assembled today, whether they are in Johannesburg, South Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, Accra, Ghana, New York City, Atlanta, Georgia, Jackson, Mississippi, or Memphis, Tennessee, the cry is always the same: we want to be free.
Josephine, tell me why you think if there's a woman who's watching, tell me why they need to be a part of Dress for Success.
Well, they need to be a part of Dress for Success because Dress for Success is a place where you can, if you, anything you're going through, Dress for Success can bring you back to where you need to be. Because Dress for Success was a lifesaver for me. I was so depressed, down and out, didn't know what to do or where I could be. I was in a town where I didn't know anybody. I was going through a domestic violence, and a lady at my church, God bless her, Janice brought me there, and Lydia and Katie together knit me back together. And let me tell you, with PWG and Katie and all the things, they got me running and going and doing things. And let me tell you, I don't know when it left me, but everything that's left me and things start happening for me. Wheels start turning, things start happening. I start doing things, talking and speaking. Now I'm a chaplain, evangelist. I have a BA, AA degree. I have a ministry now. I'm giving out gift cards and bags. I just got them for Thanksgiving. I have a homeless ministry. I speak. I do things for Miss Katie. I'll do anything for this lady. All she got to do is call.
I know what that means. That feels.
Hey, you can't tell her no.
No,
you can't just tell her no.
You better not tell her no.
So true. All she got to do is call or text. But Dress for Success has been a sisterhood to me. If Dress for Success hadn't come into my life, I don't know what would have happened. I quit smoking through Dress for Success, just being there with the people. I have done so much thing through Dress for Success. It's just had been a counseling. I didn't have to go to therapy. Dress for Success has been my therapy group. It has just been my all in all. It's just been, I mean, I volunteer, I do anything just to get everything I need. Dress for Success has been a step up for me. I have been so down when I came in. Now I'm just blooming out. I say I dress to be how I want to be addressed now. I walk different. I talk different. I'm just a different person. And I've been with them for 16 years. I'm a veteran. 16 years I've been with Dress for Success. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
I hear you. Okay, but we gotta go somewhere before. Okay, Katie, tell them how they can get the calendar.
Well, you can go on our website, and you can come by the office. We have them in St. Pete at Sanderland Center, in the office at Career Source, and then you can come in and see Vernell at Howard and Maine, or either just call us. We'll make sure you get a calendar.
Well, the QR code is coming up now. And they can find out not just about a calendar, but they can find about a program that has birthed many sisters who are now reaching and teaching and showing. I'm so glad we did this, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rollins.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tonight is the opportunity for you to catch one of the baddest musicians around at Jazz After Dark and Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Recently, I had the opportunity to talk with B. Nicole Gadsden about her upcoming appearance. Take a look. Well, as you know, because Arlene Brooks told us, Jazz After Dark was not going to be on the first Saturday, but the second Saturday. And so, guess what? We have the person that is going to take you on the melodious journey that is planned as you go places at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. B. Nicole, we thank you for being with us this evening.
My pleasure. I'm excited. How are you today?
I'm doing well. So let's talk about little B. Nicole growing up. Did you immediately gravitate to instruments? Were you singing when you came out the womb? When did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, I didn't know I was singing. I may have been singing when I came out of the womb, but I was 5 years old when I sang my first solo at St. James Missionary Baptist Church. I kind of surprised everybody. My goddad was my pastor, and it was the 25th anniversary. So this little 5-year-old asked them to let me sing, and I sung "Walk Around Heaven" like I was 20.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It started there.
Okay. And so was it Jennifer Hudson says that she realized in the moment when people were in tears and applauding that this was what she was called to do. Is that the same thing for you?
Sort of. Mine was more like, it was more like an intimate thing that I had with the Lord when I did it. So of course you love all of the accolades and that type of thing, but it was more so when I sang and I felt the presence of the Lord. That's when I knew. It was more personal in that sense. But don't get me wrong now. I understand the power of the gift, so I love it when I see something great happening in the responses that I get when I'm doing what God has blessed me to do.
And so when you are before an audience, what do you want to give them, and what are you looking for in return in those moments that you spend together?
When I was younger, I looked for a lot of stuff in return.
Okay.
Now I just want everyone to have an experience. Now, I just want everybody to enjoy themselves and leave there differently than the way they came. Not so much anything in particular, because I can't always determine what I'm going to see. One thing I know for sure, that because of God's anointing, something will happen. Okay, so I just sit back and watch God do what He does.
And what you said, I'll be the vessel.
Yes.
I'll be the vehicle. You drive it. Yes. You pour from it. I get it. I get it.
You have your way with it.
Exactly. Have that. We mean that thing when we say have thine own way. So when we look at the Be Nicole experience, what can somebody expect in that evening?
They can expect to have a good time, to feel good, and to also, because I do like to end my shows with a worship song or something, so they can expect to be encouraged, to be motivated, and just feel good. Because I love to have fun. I like to laugh.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of joy.
I'm still behind stage and on the side and watched you. So it is a good time.
A lot of joy.
Good time. A great time will be had by all. That is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but. So do you have, for this Saturday evening, is there something that you got planned for the folk?
I have a plan. And we're going to have a good time. And I want to also say that I have a birthday on Thursday. So
happy birthday.
Okay, I'll be turning 51. So it's going to be a party for me anyhow. This whole weekend that the Most High has set up is all about having a good time and celebrating my latter being greater than my past.
He promised it. Did he not? He promised it. So, so when I'm going to do this. I do this with a lot of the musicians. We know the first song you sang. What's the first song you played? Because you play as well. What's the first song you played?
A song that I wrote called "Let Me Love You." And so, but when I was learning now, when I was when I was in the process of teaching myself, I listened to jazz, Yellow Jacket.
So you're self-taught.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, because if you told me that because when I watch you and the instrument become one. No, I mean, there is no separation. You ain't playing it, and it ain't acquiescing to you. Y'all become one, and you create something that is magical. You really do. So
that's wild, because I don't, I was going through this thing this weekend where I was like, Lord, you are doing some great things that I never could imagine. You don't know when you're doing things and you're making moves that God's preparing you until something comes up and you have to stand up. you know. So I've always been one with the guitar. Even before I was able to play it, that was my heart instrument outside of singing. So when I was 23, I started teaching myself in college, and I stick to it. I stuck to it, and I kind of got my own style. And it's so funny because school taught, or professionally taught, musicians don't understand how I can play some of the chords that I play, because I play what I feel, what I hear.
Exactly.
And I still feel like I have a long way to go. I do.
Yeah. Oh, child, and that's a wonderful moment. We and within ourselves, we realize that there's still more for us. But let me tell you something. I would put you up against any musician any day and put all the money on you.
Oh, thank you.
Because you, like you said, you allow the very gift to make room in the room. And I watch you do that. So I know what you can do.
That's amazing.
So we look forward to seeing you on tonight at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks, and it starts at 7:30. Let's hope there's some tickets left, because it's an intimate venue, so you can try.
It's amazing, it's just amazing. I can't even explain to you. Like, I'll be in Tampa all weekend. I'll be at the Straz on Friday night.
Oh, come on now.
I'll be at the Straz for, I think, it's Black Heritage celebration. Then I'll be at the Black Heritage Festival on stage on Sunday.
Okay.
And Monday morning, I'll be at the prayer breakfast there. And I know that God lined this up, because I never could imagine. Never. I'm humbled. I'm nervous, but I'm ready.
Well, yeah, you are ready. See, that's what I was waiting on. You're ready. And we're ready to hear you. We are so glad that you were with us. Almost out of time, but we could not leave today without our own B. Nicole playing. So B. Nicole, set this up. Tell them what they're about to see.
You're about to see Jazz Under the Stars. I came over to Tampa, and God blessed me to come and hang out with you guys again. And I'm playing That's the Way Love Goes by Janet Jackson.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, B. Nicole in her rendition of That's the Way Love Goes by the one and only Janet Jackson. We'll see you next week. Take care.